Hello! So we're on a little bit of an inspiration streak right now across a couple of videos. So 2 days ago, I watched Top of the Pops, and there was a song about Thunderbirds, which inspired me to watch that. Yesterday, I watched Thunderbirds, and on the comments, people told me about what we're going to watch today. So this is a clip from Blue Peter in 1993. There was a... Here's some backstory. Or maybe it's 92. I don't know. Okay, no, this was broadcast on January 7th, 93. Okay. But this is what the description says. In 92, repeats of Thunderbirds aired on BBC Two and led to an unanticipated surge in demand for Tracy Island play sets in a run up to Christmas. With realtors and manufacturers unable to meet the demand, Blue Peter stepped in to help, resulting in arguably the most famous and ambitious make in the show's history. Well, sort of help. It was after Christmas, but... So yeah, I guess this is one of the most well-known segments in the history of Blue Peter. So it is about 12... It's been a while since I've just watched a clip of the show instead of a full episode of the show, but I imagine a clip is all we really need to say. It's about 12 minutes, so let's do it. Uh-oh. It's the banana phone.
Who can that be on the screen?
Brains! This is London Agent here. I need the help of international rescue. There's been a terrible disaster.
What's happened, Lady Penelope? Has Parker smashed your best teapot? Or is your makeup smudged?
Oh, nothing quite so serious, Brains. It's just that evil villain, the Hood, has blown
Not the
up
Hood.
Tracy Island.
Hang on, Lady Penelope. I'll work something out.
I knew you'd help.
My bronzonium particle beamer tells me we have plans of the island. We just need someone to make them up.
Oh, who, Brains, who?
It sounds like a job for Blue Peter.
F.A.B. Brains. No sooner said than done. And here it is.
Wow.
The secret hideaway of that famous international rescue team. Now, if you can find Tracy Island in the shops, and it's not easy, it could cost you as much as £34.99, but this one is created entirely from junk. And it'll cost you nothing but just a bit of hard work. You'll get a lot of fun out of it, though. And in true Blue Peter style, ours, Thunderbird 3 comes out of a toilet roll, and Thunderbird 1 shoots out of a yogurt pot, and Thunderbird 2 comes out of a tissue box.
What about number
and the
4?
Mechanical trees here, well, those are just pipe cleaners. So here's my countdown to make the brand new look Tracy Island. Right, to start off with, we need a base for our island. I've cut mine out of a cardboard box. Now, this is the shape of my island. Yours doesn't have to be this shape, but just make sure that you've got a piece of the island jutting out at the corner.
I'd probably screw it up.
Because that is going to be the runway for Thunderbird 2. Now then, for the hangers. The first hanger I've made out of a tissue box. And this is what I've done with the tissue box. I've covered the top where the tissues come out, and I've opened the front up so that Thunderbird 2 can go straight the way through it. And I've pushed it right to the back of the island, and mine sort of is cut at an angle at the back because that's the way it fits. Yours might be entirely different. I'm going to put some sticky tape on that to stick that down, and then we're going to make the top, which is the control tower. Now, the control tower is made out of a cheese pot, and I've painted it with this sort of grey colour, so it doesn't really look like a cheese pot. And then the roof I've made out of one of these
the label off.
bowls. It's a paper bowl. Now, you don't have to use a paper bowl, but the reason I've used this is because it has this nice sort of curve on it. And I've cut out the base and then cut it in half, painted it again grey to match the control tower, and if you get some sticky tape, you can just stick that on the top. There. Now, the middle launch pad is a yogurt pot. Now, I've used one of these big yogurt pots. I think a cream pot would be all right, but just make sure that your rocket fits inside. You might just have to trim it down a little bit. And then the third launch pad is a simple loo roll. If you haven't got a loo roll, you could always use half of one of those kitchen rolls. So there you have the launch pads. Now then, the next thing is, well, this is actually my favourite because it's the papier-mâché bit. Now, papier-mâché, you might have done this at school. I did it at school and loved every minute of it, basically because you can get nice and messy. But you get
There's another thing we
flour and water
pronounce
paste.
differently.
Flour and water paste is easy to make.
Papier-mâché?
You put some water into a bowl and you just keep adding flour.
say paper
till you get a
mache.
gungy look like this. And then you get bits of newspaper, scrunch them up, put lots of the flour and water onto your base, and then put the scrunched
heard that one.
newspaper over the top of that. Loads more flour and water paste over the top. Now this does take a little bit of time, but it's really worth it at the end of the day because this is really the foundations of your island. Build your island up. It's going to take quite a lot of time, and when you have finished, you are going to have to be patient because this one I made about 2 days ago now, and I had it in an airing cupboard. You don't have to put it in an airing cupboard. You can put it somewhere else, but keep walloping it on, loads more and more paper. I'm going to build this right the way up the tower and lob some more paper on there. Ooh, this is lovely. It does
Very
look
messy.
messy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now then, when you've finished it, it should look something like this. And this
She
is the
answered
one
me
I
in real
had in the
time.
airing cupboard for 2 days.
Whoa.
Being very patient, watching it. Now, I've got it to look quite smooth on the top, if you can just see that. And the reason I've got it to look like that is because I got lots of little pieces of square paper like that, and I flour pasted them all onto the top of the scrunchy bits of paper, and it just gives it a smoother, far more professional finish, like that. Now, the rocks along the outside of the island, that's just foil. I got some foil, use it on the matte side, so the matte side is on the
I don't know,
outside,
man, foil's
and
expensive.
glued it all the way around the outside of the island, where you think that rocks would be on Tracy Island. Press it all down, and once you've done that, then you get some paint and you paint it to look like rock. Now, normal poster paint won't really work. You have to use something a little
mum
bit
would be
thicker than
pissed
that,
if I
and I've
used
used
all that foil, I'm
a
just
matte
saying.
emulsion. And so paint all the rocks with matte emulsion. You probably find that you'll need a couple of coats. I'm just going to paint this corner here. This is quite thick, this emulsion is, all the way around. Now then, once you've done that on all the rocky bits, then your island should start to look very much like Tracy Island. It looks like that.
Well.
The top of it is green. Now, not only is it green, it also has a sort of textured look, doesn't it? Like land. Now, the way I've done that is got some green paint and popped some sawdust inside the green paint.
Oh, wow.
And that's what gives that sort of knobbly look on the top. If you study Tracy Island, you'll know that the front, there's a little beach. Now, the easiest way to make a beach look like a beach is to use sandpaper, like I've done there. And I've also put sandpaper at the back, in the cave. Sandpaper
What?
just there. Now,
You didn't even have to make it
take
back.
shape.
But
The control tower. We need to put some windows in so everybody can see out. Now, the easiest way to do that, I think, is to get these little sticky things. Now, they're little sticky shapes. I've coloured mine with a black felt tip pen and stuck them round. You don't have to do that. You could actually paint them on yourself. But I think it looks quite clean that way it's done like that. Now,
probably easier too.
the secret cover to the hanger, which comes down, is just a piece of cardboard. And again, I've put some of this foil over the top and painted it brown. And there's another piece of cardboard stuck on the back with a sort of lip like that. You could probably use an old Christmas card to do that. And it just sort of nicely pokes in between there. And so I'll leave that open because we might be putting Thunderbird 2 in it in a moment. The runway, well, that's just a piece of grey card with lots of white lines down the middle. Pop that in there.
This is sick.
And the swimming pool. Well, the swimming pool is very easy. But we know, of course, it's not just a swimming pool. There's something else about this swimming pool. It's actually the secret opening to one of the rocket sites. Now, first piece of card you cut out to fit round the swimming pool, leaving enough room to get your rocket out. Then you get a piece of blue card, or you can paint card blue, and you put a frame round that blue card and you attach it all with one of these paper fasteners. So you have that sort of swing door effect like that on it. And once you've done that, pop it on top of your launch pad. Now then,
They'll never
Brains, what do you think of your Tracy Island so far?
Great, Anthea. I think it's absolutely FAB.
I'm very pleased about that. Now then, launch pad 3. First of all, make a surround, which is exactly the same as you've made the surround to your pool. Pop it over your loo roll. By the way, when you're doing your papier-mâché, just make sure that you've got enough of this loo roll to stick out. I think there's about just over 2 centimetres there. Now, I've used, for the lookout tower, one of these little trays that goes underneath a plant pot.
Oh,
I've got a hole in the middle, the same size as the loo roll.
Trying to figure out what that was.
And then put some card on the bottom and cut a hole in the card and left a lip of about, quarter of a
That's
centimetre
like a dog
all the
bowl.
way around. And then I've painted it with this grey paint, the same grey paint I've used on everything else, and put these little window shapes all the way around. But 2 of them I've painted black because that's going to be the door. And secure that over the top of the loo roll, twist it round because that's going to be the door. They come out of that door straight to the pool. Now then, the house. That's what the house looks like, but would you believe that it starts out life looking like this? Do you remember when I said save the top of your cheese spread box? Well, this is what we've done with it. We've stuck on the top, just put those over there. I've stuck on the top a matchbox, half a matchbox, and a little bit of polystyrene for the chimney.
Don't play with matches.
And then on the bottom,
Just
I've
the
put
box.
another matchbox. Then I've got some straws, cut them into little pieces. This is just a normal straw. Cut them into little pieces, and they are going to be the columns. Glue all that together, and once you've done that, paint it, and hey presto, it looks like that. Let's put it in the island now. Right, it's really taking shape now. There's not many more things to do, but the steps are very important. The steps are a little bit fiddly, but stick at it and you'll be able to do it. You just really have to get some little bits of card or little bits of wood and stick them together like that. There's lots and lots of things that you can use to make steps. I'm going to put the steps down there. I'm going to put some more steps from the observation tower and another set of steps leading to the swimming pool. You glue yours. I haven't got time to do that now. Vegetation. All islands need vegetation. Bath sponges dipped in bits of green paint, different coloured green paint. Pop those all the way around the island. A few little bits of crepe paper there for some potted palms. And then, I love these. These are the mechanical trees. These are the trees that hide the runway. They're just pipe cleaners. You can paint your pipe cleaners brown if you want to. I've put some crepe paper around my pipe cleaners, and then I've put some green crepe paper at the top to look like palm trees. And because they're pipe cleaners, of course, they bend all over the place. And the way that you secure them into the papier-mâché is you just get a pencil or something and bore a little hole. I think you probably get about 3 or 4 either side and poke them all in. I'm just going to put those 2 in there. And then, this is the best bit, I'm going to put in Thunderbird 2.
Oh, that's why you got it on the back.
Thunderbird 2 fits very nicely inside there. And that really is it. So, Brains, I hope you're pleased with your brand new home. Oh, please.
It's very nice, isn't it, Lady Penelope?
There's a lot to remember, though, isn't there, Brains?
There sure is.
I'm just saying, brothers, if I wasted that much aluminum foil... that's a lot. Or aluminium, is all you'll say it. That's a lot of foil. Good lord. Yeah, I just never... Mache, huh? Paper-mache. Paper-mache. That's a new one. That's a new one there. I hadn't heard that one before. But I can see why that was so popular. I imagine much aluminium foil was fucking wasted, which resulted in some angry mothers. But honestly, worth it. That looked sick. Like that was pretty mesmerizing to watch her make, just because I mean, Jesus, that just it's like watching Neil work. And on that note, we might continue our inspiration streak, because this might inspire me to watch more Art Attack. I'm not gonna lie. I might watch Art Attack as a result of this. So maybe we'll continue our inspiration streak. But yeah, that was it for what am I gonna title this? Blue Peter Thunderbirds Tracy Island? Yeah, sure, that works. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to leave it a like. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're all in the video description, as well as the names of all my Patrons. If you didn't know, you can be Patreon me for as low as $1 or £1, and you get extra direction videos, as well as bringing comments up to day early, sometimes more. With all being said, though, my name is Stafford Steen. It's been in my reaction to Thunderbirds Tracy Island Blue Peter. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.